Istanbul is a city where two continents and cultures collide. It's a city that's steeped in history as well. If you've watched my previous video, you'll know that I'm about to embark on a backpacking trip across the world. And the first leg of my journey involved me having a 14-hour layover in the city. Considering it's a popular city for connecting flights, I thought in this video I'd make a guide on how to spend a layover there. Now, before I start this video, I have to confess something. I made the absolute rookie error of accidentally muting my mic throughout the whole day of filming. This therefore means I'm having to do this whole video as a voiceover instead. So I apologise in advance, but hopefully you'll still find this video useful in some way. Anyway, enough of the waffling, let's head back to me at the airport. Whilst you can get taxis into the city centre from the airport, I've heard that Istanbul taxi drivers often massively overcharge foreigners. So your safest and cheapest option is to get the metro from the station. They have this thing called the Istanbul card, which if you're from the UK is similar to an Oyster card. I recommend you get the 10 ticket card, which should be more than enough for a layover. This 10 ticket card costs 305 lira, which is roughly equivalent to $8. Istanbul is a huge city with over 15 million residents, but sadly on a layover you don't have time to visit many parts, and so I recommend you stick to one area. I decided to go to the Sultanahmet area, which is an old neighbourhood in Istanbul and dates back to the Roman period. This area contains many historical buildings, and one such building is the Hagia Sophia Mosque. This is one of the most iconic buildings in the world and dates back to well over 1,000 years old. Throughout its history, the building's been a church, a mosque and a museum. Honestly, videos can't do the place justice, and it's something you just have to visit in person to appreciate the grandness of the place. To visit the mosque, you have to buy a ticket, which costs 1,125 lira, which also includes access to the museum. Also, being a mosque, you have to dress relatively modestly, and so don't make the mistake I did by wearing shorts. You can buy cover-ups like this one, which cost me 350 lira. For women, it's expected that you wear headscarves, which you can also purchase at the ticket office. Due to the timings of my layover, I got to the mosque at 8 AM, so it was relatively quiet. But late in the day, the crowds can get very excessive, so don't tell me I didn't warn you. The Sultanahmet area has 4 main attractions: the Hagia Sophia Mosque, the Blue Mosque, the Topkapi Palace, and the Basilica Cistern. Each attraction costs between $20 to $40 for entry, and so if you're trying to visit all 4 on the same day, you're looking at well over $100, though I'm sure there's some kind of discounted group ticket if you did want to buy tickets for all 4 attractions. In my opinion, if you're on a layover, this would mean that you don't have enough time to spend at each place to justify the price. So my recommendation is, if you're on a layover or a day trip to Istanbul, just buy a ticket for one attraction and then just visit that place properly instead of trying to do multiple attractions. It honestly isn't worth it. Now, if you're a geography nerd like myself, you'll know that Istanbul is the place where the continents of Asia and Europe collide. They're separated by the Bosphorus Strait, which is a short walk away from the Sultanahmet area. It's well worth checking out in my opinion to see how close these continents are. My final suggestion for a place to visit on your layover in Turkey is to visit the Grand Bazaar. The Middle East is full of bazaars, and Istanbul has many itself, but by far the most famous is the Grand Bazaar. The Grand Bazaar is a covered shopping market with well over 1,000 stores. It's incredibly chaotic inside, but in a good way. Whatever you need, you'll be able to find it in the bazaar. They have everything from shops selling jeans to shops specialising in Turkish carpets. Honestly, it was such a maze inside. Everywhere you turned, you'd find a new alleyway full of shops. I actually got lost trying to navigate my way out of there, but don't be scared, I did manage it in the end. Whilst I did a self-guided tour of Istanbul during my layover, you do have the option of doing an official one if you don't want the stress of navigating yourself through the city. Turkish Airlines run a program called Tour Istanbul, where they offer free guided tours if you're flying with them and have a layover of over 6 hours. They'll take you from the airport into the city and show you around, and will even provide you with a free meal. So it's a pretty good deal if you ask me. There are multiple tours running throughout the day, and each one is slightly different in what they show you. It's certainly worth considering if you want a hassle-free day. I'm not a fan of guided tours personally because I don't like the fact that it's so structured, but for some of you that might be an appeal. In summary, Istanbul is a very vibrant, cultural city, and it's certainly worth visiting if you have some time to spare during your layover. Hopefully you find this guide useful, and make sure you subscribe to see future videos from my travels across the world. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.